And hello again. Welcome back to the Japan Game Junk Podcast, the best podcast. This time, I'll be describing a visit to the Guru Kanteidan store in Machida City of Tokyo. This was on April the 21st of 2024, and it was my second time at this store since it's opened. It was better the first time, but here we go. So the first thing I noticed that was to my dislike was that the first time I went, it was a great place that had a vending machine. For 500 yen, you would put in your money and out would come a capsule, and inside the capsule was either a ticket to redeem for one of the games in the glass case, which was a retro game that was of some great value, but if it was indeed not one of those, it was instead a coupon for a free game value of up to 980 yen. So if there were games that you liked, just get it for 500 yen with this whole thing. There was a great thing. And I went back this time and it was no longer there. They instead, though, had another machine that was 2,000 yen for A, B, or C tickets. A or B tickets could be redeemed for games in the case which are of higher value than 2,000 yen. C tickets, though, could be redeemed for discounts or for redeeming for games that are just on the shelf for the Switch. But as an example, let's say you put in 2,000 yen and you get one ticket. Maybe there was a game that's 2480. A little bit more than 2,000, but you can redeem one of the C tickets for that. So you end up saving a bit of money that way. So if you know that there's a game for the Switch that is over 2,000 yen or over 4,000 yen that you could get with two tickets, it's worthwhile to do this machine, and try. And maybe it's a gamble. You might have great luck and get one of the much more expensive prizes instead. Anyway. I was sad to see the loss of that machine, and so I ended up not playing any machines that day. So other stuff that was at the store, though, that I'll just bring up because I saw it. First, a bunch of stuff for the Famicom. A few things that I'd never seen before, actually. The first of these is a game called Chesterfield. I don't know anything about it, but I thought the name was interesting. Chesterfield. 3,480 yen. Also 3,480 yen was Red Arima 2. So the ghouls and ghosts, or ghosts and goblins in Japan, Makai Mura, the most infamous enemy, that very difficult to hit red demon thing. It's called the Red Arima in Japan. And he got his own spin-off games. Red Arima 1, Red Arima 2. Red Arima 1 I think was actually very popular on the Game Boy, but Red Arima 2 is a Famicom game here. Also, 3,480 yen. A bit on the rare side, and I haven't seen it anywhere else but here, along with Chesterfield. For 2,980 yen, the game that, if I had the chance, I would have purchased with collecting these machine tickets or whatever, was Donkey Kong Jr. and Donkey Kong Math, a combo cartridge. Now, one of the first games I got on my Nintendo Entertainment System in the US was Donkey Kong Classics. It had Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. on one cartridge. This has Donkey Kong Jr. and Donkey Kong Jr. Math on one cartridge. And I have played Donkey Kong Jr. Math on the YouTube channel before. It really is. It's interesting. So I hope that more people enjoy Donkey Kong Jr. Math and Popeye English, both of which are interesting little edutainment games for the Famicom. My first time to see, though, a combo cartridge like that released by Nintendo in this country. In the West, it's pretty common. You have, of course, Super Mario and Duck Hunt, for example, but no, it's not so common here. Next up was Rockman, the original Mega Man. Great condition. It was a beautiful cartridge. But it was also 6,980 yen. A bit pricey. But a game that I've loved to play over the years is Taito's Chase HQ for a more reasonable 1,280 yen. And I believe that's one that I've seen more expensive for in other stores. Although I would prefer the PC Engine version, which I do have, although it's usually more expensive than the Famicom version. Other games for other systems, Dreamcast Shenmue 2, very good condition, just 980 yen. believe that's the cheapest I've seen that in this good condition. And Saturn Street Fighter Collection for 3,680 yen. Honestly, I've seen it cheaper elsewhere, but again, it was in great condition, had the OB strip and all that stuff. And so if you're a completionist, maybe this is the best one you can find at that price. And one other thing that I was very impressed with was the original, the Famicom, one of the first of the mini systems, really. The Famicom Classic, the mini Famicom, complete in box, 5,890 yen. And so compared to when it came out new, of course it's used, but it's complete. It looked very nice. That's probably as cheap as you're going to find it these days. So, yeah, if you still don't have that, but you want to go pick this up, well, then go ahead. So anyway, this is the Guru Kanteidan chain. There are many of these stores throughout Kanto, and I do believe this is maybe my third favorite. It's definitely better than Misato, but it's hard to beat the main store in Tatabayashi and some of the others. So anyway, thank you so much for listening, and please enjoy the gambling you can do in some of these stores. Go there and put your money in the machine and get your A, B, or C tickets. Hope for the best. Gambling always works out. You never go wrong gambling. You always win in the end. Thank you very much, and goodbye.